Just when you thought this storyboard by the DPP could not get any more ludicrous, let's have a look at what Garda Kenna and Junior Prosecution Counsel Mr. Steen have got up to this time.
Yes, indeed, folks. Let's have a look at what this Junior Counsel for the prosecution, Garda Kenna, and indeed in this clip we're going to have a look at the involvement of Garda Vincent Jackson and how they made a car disappear completely and then make it reappear after it was found by the defence. So most of you are aware of this part of the case we've covered earlier. It's the 90-kilometre journey with just a few sightings of CCTV footage, some of them very, very poor quality, some of them of better quality. And we've had serious issues with this part of the investigation from day one, predominantly because the whole entry point to the theft at the Beset in Clogherhead and indeed the murder and robbery itself starts on Wednesday the 23rd of January 2013. And we have said from the outset, it is impossible for the information put forward by Garda Síochána to be true. And we have questioned this part of the investigation from day one. Well, not from day one, from once we got the information eventually through the book of evidence and during the course of Aaron's trial. So during the course of the trial that's just finished, we've had 15 weeks of another trial in Dublin in relation to the other two men. And during the course of that, the defence team found some more information in relation to part of the Wednesday night and this theft of the Beset. And as you can see here, we've covered this before, and this is just a little overview of Castlebellingham, the CCTV footage from here, which is White's Pharmacy, and the car disappeared. And what I'm going to show you now is just a very brief clip. I think it's over 2 years old, so we've always said it was an anomaly and it made absolutely no sense that this car disappeared in Castlebellingham for over 45 minutes and then just appeared at Nade Clark Isles on the opposite side of Dundalk 45 minutes later. So we're just going to have a little look at this clip and then we'll analyse what happened when we found more information and how Staines and Kenna tried to regurgitate their previous storyboard. So have a little listen to this clip.
Final reference point on the prosecution storyboard. I have just travelled from the bed and breakfast into the centre of Castlebellingham here. It took me about 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And believe it or not, the presentation, the storyboard that the prosecution team gave, it said this journey took 38 minutes. With English plates, it would stand out like a sore thumb anywhere, let alone in the middle of the night here in Castlebellingham or in the surrounding areas. And also the final part of this story is, just behind me here is Castlebellingham Garda Station. And it appears to be 2 high definition cameras just outside the premises. And for some reason, their storyboard stops here. What I want to know is, where did the car go?
So there we have a little video clip. I think it's over 2 years old, and it shows that we always had serious concerns about where this vehicle that passed White's Pharmacy in Castlebellingham, where did it go to? According to the DPP storyboard, the highly unlikely and fictional, we now know fictional story created by the DPP, that the vehicle appears 45 minutes later on the north side of Dundalk. Castlebellingham is directly south of Dundalk. The car, a blob of light, passes Ballymescannon service station 45 minutes later, and the DPP tried to suggest that was Suspect A's car. But during the course of Brendan Grehan's cross-examination of Aaron, Brendan Grehan conceded that there was no secondary source of light in the vehicle that passed Ballymescannon service station. So therefore, it was not Suspect A's car, as was portrayed by the prosecution. But we'll cover that again at a later stage. But let's go back to White's Pharmacy and that little bit where we said, boom, that the car disappeared. And I'm going to bring up a little map here. Hopefully this will try and iron out what happened during the course of the case in the last couple of weeks. During the course of their investigation, the defence team found that a BMW was sighted and was logged by Sergeant Vincent or Garda Vincent Jackson in Castlebellingham. It parked in Castlebellingham and then followed the blue line 3 or 4 minutes away into Dromiskin, and it was seen parking up and moving around Dromiskin. Now this was completely hidden from the defence team during the course of Aaron's trial. It was never seen, and the defence team in the recent case said this was hidden and it could not have been a suspect is BMW, and it changes the whole narrative of the storyboard put forward by the DPP. So this is where the Back to the Future stuff comes in again, and we have Garda Kenna, Lokenstein and Vincent Jackson corroborating to make another fictional story, and all of a sudden a vehicle that was never mentioned for 10 years, all of a sudden, we put it up on the screen again, Mr. Steen said, and Mr. Garda Kenna said that the vehicle travelled into Dromiskin like that and then came back in and passed White's pharmacy again. So what we're saying here very clearly, the DPP on Garda Síochána, Garda Kenna were caught with their pants down, and they had no other choice, only all of a sudden just to inject into the storyboard that this was suspect A's car in Dromiskin, drove back into Castlebellingham, drove away for another 20 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever, and then came back with the Passat. Now, it just is so bizarre that this was even attempted in a court of law. But this is exactly what happened. And Garda Vincent Jackson was very involved and gave evidence a number of times during the course of Aaron's trial, and he gave evidence a number of times during the course of this trial. And he never mentioned about the BMW being seen in Dromiskin. So the reason why this is so important and how it highlights once again that these people are just making shit up as they go along. And that is exactly what happened here. Now we have to get a much closer look at the vehicle that passes White's pharmacy on this pass. You can see the green arrow there. They say the vehicle comes back down and shoots past White's pharmacy, came from Dromiskin. Obviously we have to scrutinise that because they just showed this off on the hoof. All of a sudden it was suspect A's car. They'd never mentioned before. This is so difficult to comprehend that Prosecution Counsel, the DPP, Senior Investigating Officer Mr. Mark Phillips, all the members on Garda Síochána could just start making stuff up as it happened, all because the defence team found where the vehicle went after it passed White's pharmacy in Castlebellingham. So this is the information we have to try and get over to the public and get people aware of what these people are up to, what these people are capable of, the lies and the fictional stories they are willing to just throw out willy-nilly at the drop of a hat. And hopefully when Aaron's legal team gets a hold of those CCTV clips, we will be able to say for definite, and we know for definite, that lies have been told, and once again these people just purge themselves in court to carry on and try and perpetuate a fictional story and a tissue of lies. And on top of that, in Thursday evening's video, going to bring you this another sighting of a vehicle, and it is a video of a vehicle that was seen that is almost certainly the stolen Passat. And we'll not confuse it putting it in with this video, but I just want you, the public, to see This is what these people are at. Boom, we always said the car disappeared. Garda Vincent Jackson, Lokenstein and Garda Kenna knew that the car went into Dromiskin. The car was not suspect A's car. These people are, as I say, perpetuating a tissue of lies. So thank you once again for joining us. We'll have a very quick video on Thursday evening, and we'll show you a sighting of more CCTV footage that was hidden and wasn't presented correctly by the prosecution. Once again, thank you for watching. Please like, comment and share, and we'll see you again for Thursday evening's video. Thank you.